Rob, who are you? What do you do? What's your content about?
I am a human being. My content is about Lego. It's about making people laugh. On my different social media pages in my bio, I always write that my niche is making people laugh. The way I go about doing that is typically through Lego content, but that's just like it's my favorite thing in the world is being able to make someone laugh. My phone home screen. I put it on the chair so I wouldn't be distracted. Um, but my phone home screen picture is a picture of me, and I used to be like, "Why do you have a picture of yourself as your home screen?" But it's a picture of me when I was a little kid. It's the first memory that I can remember of making people laugh. Yeah, so that's what my content is really about, and I've started to talk a little bit more about mental health and that side of things. I think that's an important topic to talk about, and just being able to use my platform as a way to talk about that message. But yeah, if you've seen my stuff before, it's probably because it was a funny little 3-second video.
Awesome. And people generally will see you on TikTok,
Yeah,
Instagram.
TikTok, Instagram, those are my main ones. I've started to put a little bit more time into YouTube and trying to, I don't know, I guess you could say figure out that platform. And then of
Mhm.
course Twitch, getting into Twitch now, which is exciting.
Well, welcome to Twitch. I know
Thank
that,
you.
and for those that don't know this story, what brought you, at least what brought you here to Twitch?
So it was really meeting AZ and Fred in Chicago. I'd been aware of Twitch. I knew what it was. I didn't have like an account or anything, but one thing that I've learned in my time as like a content creator, it's so weird to think about like, oh yeah, I'm a content creator.
Yeah.
Um, in my time as a content creator, I've always been super focused on finding trends.
Hmm.
Where are the trends? Where are people heading? Where are they going? And can you kind of be one of those early adopters of it? Obviously, I'm not an early adopter of Twitch by any means. I noticed that some other big creators from Instagram, from YouTube, from TikTok were starting to stream on Twitch. So I was like, okay, well, figure this out a little bit. And then meeting Fred and AZ, they were like, "Oh yeah, we stream on Twitch." And I was like, "Oh, okay, interesting." And there's like
Yeah.
this whole other community of
Yeah.
Lego people on Twitch, which is super super fun. I found myself I feel like on Twitch more than YouTube for sure. Uh,
Really?
just watching, getting kind of trying to get my name out a little bit more,
Yeah.
meeting new people on Twitch and stuff. And I think everything in social media has its place. There's the long form videos that obviously belongs on YouTube, the short form stuff on TikTok and Instagram, pictures on Instagram. And so it really just made sense to me to do live streams on Twitch, because that's what like Twitch is. And
Yeah.
obviously every platform has its own version of everything else, but there's always the main platforms for each thing. Yeah, I haven't done my first official stream on my own page, and I was curious. Am I the
Yeah.
first guest on Crossing the Streams that hasn't done their own live stream yet?
Technically, yes. We're breaking
Nice,
we're breaking ground here. We're breaking ground
nice.
here. We're kind
We
of
are
we're
breaking ground.
we're pre-gaming it for you. We're
Yes,
actually we're
yes,
kind of
yes.
we're priming the pump actually more than anything.
The
So,
pregame.
yeah,
Love
well,
that.
I think I mean you generate content. You've streamed on other places. I've seen you do your thing
Hmm.
a little bit on Instagram Live. So,
Yeah.
it still counts in my opinion. Streams are being crossed still. And so
Yes. Yes. Exactly. That's
it's
so
really
awesome.
it's really cool that you met a lot of our mutual friends who are Twitch streamers, and you're seeing
Yeah.
all these other creators jumping on to the platform as well to do their thing, particularly in like the Lego space, because there's
Yeah.
a lot of us. I mean, those of us who have been here are stoked about all the new blood, basically
Yeah.
all you new like new to Twitch. You're not new to creation,
Yeah.
but
No.
you're
Of course. Of course.
I think it's amazing. So welcome.
I've been thinking about like what I'm gonna build. Maybe I should just make a poll on Instagram or something and
Yeah,
post a,
do
a
it.
couple different ones. I went to
Good.
the Lego store today and got the Haunted Mansion set, the little whatever $40 one because it was on sale,
Yeah.
And I was like, all right, I'm gonna get that. Maybe I'll do that. Maybe I'll do something else, but we'll see.
That that's great. You're into Lego. Your content's about Lego,
Mm-hmm.
mostly. Although
Mm-hmm.
you're you've got all sorts of great interests too that we can touch upon. But what I want to know
Yeah.
first is what got you into Lego. Like, what's your Lego story?
Yeah, it goes all the way back to as far back as I can remember, 1999, getting Lego Star Wars sets, the first couple. I have an older brother who's 3 years older than me, and in 1999 he was 8, 9 years old. So like that prime age for getting Lego sets.
Mm-hmm.
Or no, I'm sorry, he was like 6 or 7. We were big into Star Wars. That was the main reason for getting into Lego was the Star Wars movies. And I just have vivid memories of like going to Disney World and getting the first ATST and building it in our room, building the first Slave One at dinner at Disney World.
Yeah.
There's a video of me somewhere of me hold my dad's like let's see the Lego, and I like hold it up very proud at the dinner table. That's really where it all started, and how it was sustained through the years is kind of an interesting story. So I love receiving and giving gifts in my love languages. It's like one of the top ones. So for me, Christmas is like one of the best days of the year, right?
Yeah,
Oh my gosh, all these
absolutely.
presents, like so great. And there's like the lead up to it, of course. So I would wake up super, super early Christmas morning and try and wake up my parents, and they would be like, no, go to bed. It's way too early for presents. And so my parents, they're very, very smart people. What they started to do, they would lay out the presents for us the night before, and then they would place one present at the bottom of the stairs. And it was always a Lego set. And that was like you get to open this present before we wake up,
Yeah.
open it and build it. And it would buy them a good
Time.
hour or two to sleep.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
so good.
Right? Is that great? So even through like my dark ages, everyone talks about like, oh, I had dark ages in middle school. It's always around the same time, right? You get into 6th grade and you're like, all right, Lego, it's for kids.
Hmm.
I'm too cool for that.
That happened to
So
me.
even through my dark ages, they would still give me a Lego set for Christmas. And it was always just one Lego set. It wasn't always anything like super big, but just to kind of like keep the tradition going. And 2 years ago, 2 Christmases ago, my parents got me the Imperial Shuttle, and I was very excited about it, of course. But also, what happened was my little brother tested positive for COVID.
Hmm.
And so we had to like kind of shut down the Christmas festivities, go into quarantine. My dad's a doctor, so, our family takes that very seriously. I remember building the set and thinking, like, oh man, that was so fun. I wish I had more Lego sets. And I said that to my dad, kind of like as like oh dad, I wish I had more Lego sets. Maybe you should order me something on Amazon,
Yeah.
And but he had a better idea, which was there are all those Lego sets in the basement from when you were a little kid in just bins. So his plan was to, once he retired, go down to the basement and try and rebuild everything. And he told me that, and I was like, we're doing that right now. Like, we're not waiting for retirement. Let's go.
Yeah.
So over that, Christmas, New Year's break, I don't go on a break, but I still call it Christmas break. My dad and I would just spend hours down there sorting through the Lego and rebuilding all the sets, the 2002 Django Slave One or Cloud City set or the clone turbo tank, stuff like that. And it was like this fun, almost archaeology dig that we had going on in the basement of Lego. And that's how it's been sustained through the years. And then obviously this past year really blew up with me collecting and buying more stuff.
That's a wholesome story, but also
Yeah.
just amazing that this tradition has always carried on through the years. I mean, regardless of your Lego interest, which I think it's really cool to have those little traditions with your family. Uh,
Hmm.
for me, I always got a Lego set at Christmas too. Not in the
Yeah.
same way that you did, but I like could count on it like throughout my childhood as like
Yeah.
which one or two of these are Lego sets, if not more. I'm like, okay, great. So I can
Yeah.
identify with it. I love that, dude. That's really cool, and it's cool that you even
Yeah.
got them throughout those years where you weren't as interested in it. So
Yeah. I remember there's a picture of me on Christmas when I was probably like a freshman. No. I was probably like junior or senior in high school, and I had gotten two of the Z95 headhunters, and it was like two different aunts and uncles got it for me, and they didn't talk to each other. But that's also been like my go-to present. Like your aunt reaches out to your mom and is like, "Hey, what should we get Robert for Christmas?" It's like,
hmm
I don't really know. He hasn't talked about it at all. Just buy him a Lego. He'll be
yep,
happy. Just a Star Wars Lego. So yeah, that's my go-to gift, I guess.
yeah, same here. That was for me, and yeah, for me it was like space, the Blacktron sets and all
Oh yeah,
that back
yeah,
then. So same deal. I would get
nice.
a stray gift from a aunt or uncle or a random family member, and it's because my parents were like, I don't know, Lego. He likes Lego. That's cool. Uh,
Yeah.
so fast forward several years, you get this cool gift, and then you decide to kind of
Hmm.
jump back into it. Was it like kind of full
Yeah.
throttle from there in terms of like getting back into Lego?
Yeah, definitely. Definitely. Like, so I got back into Lego that year. The years they mix together now, right? Like ever since 2020 with COVID, it's just
Mm-hmm.
like um the first year getting back into the hobby, at the end of the year, I did like a year in review video, and it was like how many. It was supposed to be kind of funny, but it ended up just sounding very braggy. But it was one thing was like how many sets I bought this year, and it was something like 250 sets or something
Wow.
wild. Yeah, I
Yeah.
I definitely was like I got very into surfing on Facebook Marketplace and finding people that were selling their entire Lego sets or Lego collections. So that was a big reason for the 250 number.
That's
This year's going to be
impressive.
way less. Yeah, it's
Yeah.
almost like, dude, chill out. You got time. There's so much time. You don't need to like do it all in one year.
Yeah.
So
So you're building a bunch of Lego. Where does the content creation factor in? How does that come about?
yeah, it was actually this perfect storm of starting content and creating or like and finding my niche. I for the longest time was the type of person that was like, I don't need to download TikTok. I'll spend 2 hours on there just scrolling. I'll fall into the black hole. I'm not doing it. And all of the best TikToks end up on Instagram anyways, so it doesn't matter. I don't need it. And I was working a sales job for 3 years, 4 years, up until the summer before getting into Lego. And I mean, it was an amazing job. It was a great company. I was making really, really good money, but I just wasn't happy or fulfilled. And I wasn't really sure what to do. And the company that I was working for, the social media team, I had worked with them a few times. They'd featured me on like the company page and stuff. They featured my family on the company page, which is cool. Every Christmas we do, instead of a Christmas card, we record a Christmas song and a music video and send it out to all our friends and stuff. And so they wanted to kind of feature that on the page. So I'd worked with them before, and in like probably September, like October, before getting into Lego, the social media manager reached out to me and he was like, "Hey, what would you do differently with our TikTok page here?" And he sent it to me, and I was like, "Why are you sending this to me? Like, I don't even have. I just downloaded TikTok like last week. Like, literally, I just downloaded it, and I was like, I don't know. I would do this, this, and this. I have no idea." But so then I also asked him, like, "Hey, are there any openings on the social media team?" Obviously, I'm a manager and I'm not feeling it. It's not the thing that I want to do long term. It was very repetitive. And it was just like wake up every day, make phone calls, grind, which like that is my personality, but at the same time, after a while, it gets old. And so he was like, we're not hiring right now, but let me talk to some people and I'll get back to you. And long story short, they like opened up a spot for me on the TikTok team. So then I started posting my own videos on my own page just to like get used to the platform, right?
Right.
And I was posting funny like lip sync videos, but I didn't have a niche. I wasn't actually talking to anyone, so I was talking to no one. It was just kind of like going out into space, basically.
Hmm.
Um, then around Christmas time, there was there was a viral video going around where it was this girl and she was like, "Guys that don't cheat, where are you? What are you doing?" You know, and I stitched it. I stitched it, and I was like, "I'm in my parents' basement. I'm building all my Lego sets from when I was a kid," and it was like a 2 or 3 minute video, and I literally like go around the basement, and I'm like, I'm rebuilding this. This one is already done. This one is getting started. And then I talked about like, oh, and the minifigures are really great because like they started to become more movie accurate or whatever. It's pinned. It's pinned on my TikTok page, so you can go and see the
I've
origin
seen it.
story. It went like viral for someone that had maybe 100 followers and just started posting videos. And that
Mhm.
was like the thing for me where I was like, oh, okay, like there's this whole group of people on social media that love Lego. That could be my niche.
Yeah.
Okay. And I started off as Rob the Rebuilder because I was rebuilding
Mm.
all of my Lego sets, and my boss was like, "You should just be Rob the Builder." Right?
Yeah.
It sounds like Bob the Builder. People are already recognize it, but then it's also your take on it. So I was like, "Okay, I'll do Rob the Builder." And from there it just took off.
That's
But I
amazing.
remember, yeah, like Dom, who's a very close friend of mine now, he commented on that first video and he was like, "Welcome to the community," and I was like, "Wow,
Uh,
like this is like a whole thing. This is wild."
yeah.
Um, so yeah, I like to say Dom was the first person that like found me or discovered me, I guess.
Yeah. That's amazing.
Yeah.
That's a great
Yeah.
story. And the fact that like you just posted this video, it seemed pretty impulsively, right? You're just like, I wanted to stitch this video,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
and yeah, it went viral, and now this is what you do pretty much.
Yeah.
So
It's pretty crazy.
yeah, that's amazing. So after that initial post, where'd you go
Mhm.
from there?
Yeah, it was all just TikTok. I'm a not a big fan of Gary Vee, but like I follow him and anything that Gary Vee says, like I'm for the most part, I'm gonna listen to it. Besides like Pokemon, he's big into Pokemon. I'm just like, I get that it's a big thing. It's just not my thing. But like, recently with Threads becoming a thing, the whole reason that I downloaded Threads was because Gary Vee posted a video and he was like, I've been playing around with Threads. You should definitely jump on it. And I didn't even finish the video. I was like, all right, what is Threads? Download it. Oh, it's an
Mhm.
Instagram thing. Got it. Okay, connect my Instagram. But I remember watching videos of his and he was always saying like 4 TikToks a day, 4 TikToks a day,
Yeah.
four away. For 4 days, the content creator's way. And so there was a long period of time where I was pumping out 4 videos a day on
Wow.
TikTok. Yeah. And how it worked was basically like uh, with my content creation job, um, when I would make a TikTok, they would basically pay me 2 hours for that TikTok. Um, and they just said like, no matter how long it takes, just when you make a TikTok, that's 2 hours, 2 hours of work. I was like, sweet. So that really trained me to like film something, be efficient with it, but still be like proud of the product, the actual thing. And so I would like film a TikTok and maybe it would take 15, 20 minutes. And then that extra hour and 40 minutes that I would have, I would go and make Lego videos, because it was still like paid time. And so I
Hmm.
could be clocked in, but making my own videos. So yeah, it was probably like 2 months where I was posting 4 videos a day straight, to the point where like I met people at Brick World Chicago and they were like, "You are all over my For You page," and I was like, "Whoa, really? Like I don't even have 10,000 followers, you know?" So yeah, I was definitely pumping them out. I don't do that anymore.
Yeah.
It's like that's on a different level.
Yeah, it definitely is. How did that 4 posts a day affect your account? Were you seeing growth?
Definitely. And I think that the biggest thing was just immersing myself in becoming a creator. When I first downloaded TikTok, I was finding funny audio on my own from like podcasts or movies, and then I was recording the lip sync to it and just posting it. It wasn't like a viral audio or anything like that. I just didn't get it, you know?
Mm,
So in that time, like, yes, I definitely gained a lot of followers. You know, it was a little bit after Brick World Chicago last summer that I hit 10K on TikTok. Um, and so yeah, I was definitely seeing growth. But the thing that I really focus on is like how much I learned in that
hmm.
time. And it's one of those things where you don't notice it until someone points it out, I guess. You know how it's like you see your Tito or your Tita after 2 years and they're like, "Oh my gosh, you've grown so much." And you're like, "What are you talking about?" "No, I haven't. I've only
Yeah,
grown like an inch or whatever." And they're like, "Oh my gosh, you're so big."
yeah.
Um, but it's because someone else, hasn't seen you for a while. And that was the same thing with my understanding of social media. Talking to
Mm,
my friends that aren't creators and wanting to be creators or wanting to post more, just giving them tips and talking in the lingo and stuff. And they're like, "Wait, what do you mean? What are you talking about? Or
right.
what are trending audios? How do I find those?"
Yeah.
So
What was the most valuable thing that you learned after you got into it for a while?
going off of what I mentioned earlier, finding trends,
Mm,
you know, and there are definitely trends within the Lego community of things that people do, but I would really try and find stuff that people were doing outside of the Lego niche and then spin it so that it would relate to Lego. Like if you spend an hour on my For You page on TikTok, like there are no Lego videos at all because it's all other creators, and like I find inspiration from that, and take the idea and relate it to Lego. I very admittedly, probably 99% of my short form videos are not me being creative. They're just me taking a mold and making it my own thing, you know.
right.
My mentor, he says, find the master, follow the model. So who's someone that's doing it and doing it at a high level, and
Yeah.
then just do what they're doing. Yeah, I would definitely say the ability to like spot trends or notice trends happening, that served me a lot
Mm.
since the 4 a day TikToks.
Does this align with like what you would have told Rob the rebuilder back when you started? Is that the advice you'd give him, or would you tell him something different?
That's an interesting question. I think so. I think that, and I mean, very early on, I was very intentional of like what you see is what you get. You know, I really wanted people to see my content and feel like they knew me, and then when they saw me in public or at a like a Lego convention or whatever, or at the Lego store, it would be the same person that you saw in a short form video or on a YouTube video. So yeah, those would be the two things. It's like, one, spot trends, and two, don't lose yourself, I guess. Just be
Mm.
yourself. There's something about vulnerability that people can't even put into words, but they just like it. And that was very important for me as a content creator, of like, I'm going to be exactly how I am in person.
How successful do you think you've been at that?
That's tough. That's tough to say. I'd like to say that I have been successful with it, but at the same time, I'm not really sure. I think that's up to the people that meet me and what they have to say about it. I'm sure there are people that would say like, yeah, that's, I mean, what you see on live streams, like that's Rob, you know? And other people are like, no, he's totally different.
Yeah.
Totally different. And there are obviously a lot of variables that go into that. Like for me, how am I feeling that day? Am I excited and enthusiastic, or am I kind of groggy? Right? Depends, and you're going to get two different versions of a person depending on how they're feeling. That's also one of the reasons of talking about, you know, mental health a little bit more on my page, because like that is me. Like these are my, I don't know, not problems, but the real and authentic version of myself. Yeah, I guess just showing people that there's obviously like that concept of being high energy so that you can keep the viewers engaged, which
Yeah.
I completely understand and totally appreciate. But that's not how I am in person all the time, at least. And one of the things to combat that is like, if I don't feel like making a video, I'm not going to make a video. If I
Mm.
don't feel like doing a live stream, I'm not going to make a live stream. If I feel like building something and I don't want to show it online, I'm not going to do it. I'm just going
Yeah.
to do it for myself and enjoy it. And that's one of the reasons that I stopped making 4 videos a day, because it very much felt like an obligation versus something where it like inspired me to make a video, and I was like, I have to make a video right now.
You answered a question before I could even ask it. I was going to ask you, what do you do those days that you don't even feel like making a video or posting something?
Yeah, I just don't do it. You know,
Yeah.
I think that there's a part of me where it was like, I asked myself, you know, if I don't post something today, are my followers going to miss it? Are they going to sit around thinking, you know, I didn't see one of Rob's videos today. That's kind of odd. I wonder if he's all right. You know, like, like I don't, I appreciate my following. I love my community that I've created. At the same time, their life will go on if they don't see one of my videos for a day. That's just me being real with myself of like,
Yeah.
hey man, they love you, but you're not that important to them.
Yeah.
So it's like, am I going to do something that feels like an obligation to myself, and it is going to be kind of a drag for me, just so my following can look at another video? Or am I going to not make the video, just enjoy the Lego for myself, and then when I do actually really feel inspired to make a video, they get my full 100% effort?
Yeah. What inspires you?
That's a really great question as well. You asked some banger questions.
Thanks. You're
Badass questions. What inspires me? Part of it is seeing what my friends create. There are countless times where I'll watch a video, whether it's short form or long form, and I'm just like, that was a good video. I either wish I had the talent and time to do that, or I wish I had thought of that. To name drop like someone that I'll watch her videos and I'm always just like knocked it out of the park is Danny Bob, Danny Bob
Mm-hmm.
Studios. But like all of her short form stuff, all of her long form stuff, every time I'm like, damn.
Yeah,
Damn.
she has some good ones. I've found myself saying the same thing. Like that was
Yeah.
really good. That was a good idea.
Yeah, it was a good idea. It was well executed as
Yeah.
a video.
Yep.
Super captivating and just fun. Like watching her videos, you can tell she's just a fun human being. But anyways, inspiration, I mean, it could be something. So going back to my niche is making people laugh, right?
Mm-hmm.
If I see a video that makes me laugh really hard,
Yeah.
I'm like, okay, how can I take that idea and make it into Lego? And I just go from there. I have on my TikTok, it's a collection of saved videos, and the collection is just called For Creating, and it's like all of these different videos that I've seen where I'm just laughing my ass off. And I'm like, okay, how could I flip the switch for the Lego niche, there was one video that I posted recently where I was scrolling through TikTok at 2 a.m. and I saw a video, and it's like there's a girl and she's like, "Have you ever gotten a Snapchat from a girl?" And then it like interrupts, like, "Nope, I haven't." Anyways, watch this, and then it's like something else,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
And I saw that and I laughed super hard. And then I was like, okay, how do I make this into Lego? Okay, I could make it like me swooshing some Lego sets, and then just for fun, I'll put like 500 miles per hour, around my living room. And I got up in that moment at 2 a.m. and I was like, I need to make this right now. If other people think it's funny, then great. And if they don't, then like that's fine too. Most of the videos that I make are really just because I think it's funny. And if other people find it funny too, great. I've recently started doing this thing where I'll make videos where if I don't think it's like appropriate to post it on social media and like have everyone see it, I'll just send it to my friends and be like, here's this funny video I made. I thought it was funny. It will never see the light of day, but I wanted to share it with you. It's usually stuff like hating on Lego. And admittedly, like that's one thing that bothers me, but I still do it. And so I'm like, how can I how can I like hate on Lego a little bit, laugh about it, but not put that negativity out to my community?
I like that.
Yeah.
Prophet DNA asks a question which is very timely here. Ever find yourself posting a clip and think this isn't really funny, but then it takes off?
So it's not necessarily that I don't think it's funny, but I'll like post it to TikTok and it won't really blow up. And then I'll repost it to Instagram with pretty low expectations,
Mhm.
and then it will absolutely blow up. There's one that's pinned on my Instagram page, and it's it's me. I duetted this TikTok, and admittedly, I add exactly 0% to the video. I add no value whatsoever. You could have just watched the video on its own without me, and it would have been the same exact thing. But it's this girl. There's a guy that says, like, what's something you could give like a 30-minute presentation on and
Yeah.
not have to worry about it. And this girl is like, I have this concept called like Lego Boys, and it's da 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 da. And like they started out with Lego or Tinker Toys, and now they're in something like engineering or whatever. I posted it on TikTok, and it maybe got like 2,400 views, 2,500 views. And I was like, okay, whatever. And I almost didn't post it to Instagram. I was like, it's not even funny. I'm not going to post it. And I was like, whatever, I'll just
Yeah.
post it. So I posted it, and it's at like 3.9 million views. And I was like,
Wow.
I did not expect that one like to really blow up as much as it did. So yeah, that happens a lot. And I think that it's the law of attraction and just like the scarcity mindset versus abundance mindset. Not putting too much weight on a certain video to do well and get views. When you
Mhm.
don't care about that, it's funny. It's like those are the videos that always take off, or like the 30-second video that I edited a lot and like put a lot of time towards, posted and it gets 500 views, and then the one that I made in 15 seconds gets 1 million, and it's like, what
Yeah.
is happening here? Why is this a thing? And it's just like the abundance mindset of I don't need this to do well or get millions of views. It's just a thing that I'm gonna post, and
Yeah.
that's it. So yeah, that happens all the time for sure.
Yeah. I
I
like that.
guess that the lesson learned there is like just post everything.
Yeah.
There was a my friend, she's not a Lego creator, but she posted a video where it was like, I'm dubbing this day, whatever day it was, post your drafts day. And I was like, what does that mean? She was like, for everyone that has, 100 videos in your drafts, just post them all. And I was like, that's a thing? Like, I have 2 videos in my drafts because I'm just waiting to post them. Like, you have hundreds of videos? Just post them. Who cares?
Yeah.
Who cares? So yeah, just post everything.
It's interesting how people think about that. I know that I'm in that camp of like if I'm ready to post something, I'll have 1 or 2 lined up and that's about it. I don't save all of the ones that I go to do and never get to or decide that I don't want to. But
Yeah.
many creators who fall in that camp where they're just like, no, it's not good enough, or no one's gonna like it or whatever. But yeah, I think there's so much value in putting stuff out there, whether you think like you made it for a reason.
Yeah.
You recorded, you took the time to make a video, and if you got that far, then maybe you should just put it out there and see what
Yeah, you put in
happens.
yeah, amen. Like you put in the effort, you put in the time. If it flops, who cares? Like your family will still love you and you'll still be alive and you'll
Yeah,
still, have happiness in your life.
your
It's no big
community
deal.
won't your community won't riot. They won't,
Yeah, no.
like,
Uh,
what is this
let's
crap,
all
Rob?
yeah, let's all unfollow him. He didn't put enough effort into this TikTok. Let's all unfollow him.
This
Canceled.
TikTok did not follow the usual amount of effort or humor that he normally puts into his videos. Unfollowed.
Rob doesn't know this, but we have a whole grading scale for every single one of his videos, and that's about there with that one. So unfollowed.
Could you imagine if there was like a whole website that just rated each of your individual
Oh
videos?
gosh. Yeah,
People could
that would be
just post their review. They're like, man, the swooshing was like a 3 out of 5 on that video. He
like
didn't
every
swoosh hard
single
enough.
one.
He did not. He's like, did you see that? And
If
those cuts were so sloppy.
if that was the case, like I feel like I would be the first one to go on that and rate my
Yeah.
videos and be like, this guy sucks. you
Yeah.
know?
Yeah, this
And
is horrible.
it just goes off of like taking it seriously, but not taking yourself too seriously.
Yeah.
Like I take pride in my work for sure. I remember we were at Brickworld Chicago last year, and I was doing a video with Slago. Do you know Slago?
I
He's the guy
don't.
that wears the ski goggles.
Oh, I
So
have seen some.
yeah,
Yeah.
so he and I were making a video, and I like recorded it, and I was like, no, it's not good. And I went to go and delete it, and he was like, no, just put it in your drafts. And I was like, why? I know that it's not like something that I would take pride in. I know that we can do it better.
Mm.
So like, why save it? I know that the better take, so to speak, is out there. So let's just focus on that.
Yeah.
So yeah, I take pride in my videos for sure, but at the same time, it's really important to not take it too seriously.
Right. Otherwise, it starts to
Have fun with it.
define. It starts to define your value, and that is not what you want. Right.
Absolutely. And
Yeah.
it was interesting. There's my boss when I first started making videos, he gave me advice that I genuinely think has kept me sane for the last year and a half,
Yeah.
2 years of making content. I guess it's almost 2 years now. Yeah, almost 2 years. It'll be 2 years in December. Is when you post a video, this is mostly for TikTok. When you post a video, don't focus on the likes or on the views, but focus on them as a ratio and how they're related to each other. So if you have 10% of the likes as you do views, that's really solid engagement from your following or from the people that saw it.
Yeah.
That's great. And so that helped me a ton because even if I had a video quote unquote flop and only get 200 views, if I got 40 likes on it, I was ecstatic.
Yeah.
Where it's easy to look at a video with 200 views and be like, sucked, never
Right.
doing that again. But if you look at what your audience is saying of like, no, we liked this, you just have to do it more. It's just a new concept to us in a way. That's also helped me to, I guess, in a way, predict when a video would go viral or when it would hit 1 million views or more, because I would look at the likes and then I would look at the view count and it was well over 10%. And I was like,
Mm.
cool, this thing's still going. It's still
Yeah.
pumping out views and likes.
Oh.
So, but looking at that as those two things in relation to each other was so like looking back on it, that was the best piece of advice that my boss ever could have given me because it really did keep me sane and keep me doing the same things, even if the video only got 200 views. It was like, well, it got really great engagement from the Lego community, so let's just try it again.
Yeah,
You know?
that's awesome.
Yeah.
I like that. I think that's certainly something that most creators don't think about, not just early on, but even those who are still figuring out their content. They get so fixated on that total number without looking at it relevant to the engagement that is out there.
Yeah. Yeah. There's such a fine line with content creation because it's like if you get too into the analytics, then they dictate your entire life, you know, based on what time you're going to post things and da, da, da.
Right.
Like for me, when I made that video at 2 a.m., I made the video and I posted it, you know, and it like for me, it's just I know if it's a good video, it'll find the right people. If it quote unquote doesn't do well, then it was on me. You know, it probably wasn't good enough video. How could I make it better? Versus like, oh, I didn't post it at the right time and the algorithm didn't like it. And like the leaving all the power in the algorithm's hands. I don't even know what the algorithm is. I know it's a thing. I know it's a word, and that's it. I've heard there's people. I've heard there's people that are the algorithm or something. I don't know. I don't get it, and I never will get it, so I don't try to. It's just like, how can I make the best content? For me, the funniest content that I can make, and yeah, go from there.
Great advice. Great thoughts around that. Is there anything you haven't said around getting started on TikTok that you would tell someone who wants to get started?
Motivation is bullshit. I don't like. I caught myself one day where it was shortly after I made I stopped doing the 4 videos a day, right? And I said to myself, or maybe I said to someone else, like, yeah, I'm just not motivated to make videos right now. And then I stopped myself and my mentor taught me this thing where at that moment, I was like really big into it, where I would just stop myself and call myself out on my BS. So I literally was like, actually, what I just said was a lie. I don't know why I wasted your time. I apologize for that. What I actually meant to say was, and it was just that I wasn't committed to it. 4 videos a day doesn't take motivation. 4 videos a day takes motivation. 4 videos a day for 2 months takes commitment. You know, like I was committed to the process and to the result of posting 4 times a day. Yeah. I don't need to like, you know, go get motivated and like get a motivational speech going to like post a video. Yeah. That's not a thing. It's just commitment to like what your goal is, you know? Yeah. And for me, it's just been when I am inspired to make videos. I don't want to be motivated to make videos. I want to be inspired to make videos. Inspired by other creators, inspired by ideas, inspired by just things that people say or do or whatever. Motivation is it gets you started, but it doesn't get you finished. You know, I've recently started waking up at 7:30 every day, which is like a very big thing for me. I'm really not great with, or I at least haven't been in the past, waking up in the morning, early in the morning. And I'm just committed to the process, you know? And the first day, super easy to wake up at 7:30. I was like, all right, let's go. Let's get at it.
Yeah.
The second day, that was so hard. It was so much harder than the first day, right? Because I was motivated for day 1, but day 2, I was like, all right, I'm committed to this. Let's do it. You know, got up, turned off my alarm. My alarm was like across the room. So I turned off my alarm. I was like, let's get this thing going.
Yeah.
So yeah, you don't need to be, it's not motivation. It's looking at what you're looking to accomplish, what your goals are with making videos, and going off of that and off of that inspiration.
Mm. How have your goals changed since you started?
That's something that I have been on a journey, Amor, recently,
Yeah.
very recently.
Tell me about it. Tell me about this journey, man.
It's it's one of those things where the more the longer you are in a community, the more obviously you're involved and the more you start to understand about it. For example, I don't even know if this is public knowledge or not. I have no idea. But I found out today that most of the Lego masters have like agents and like
Mm,
they work through their agents and with scheduling things. I didn't know that. I had no idea.
yeah.
Um, but for me, the thing that has presented itself is like brand deals, you know, and getting paid to create content, which admittedly was never the goal. It really, really wasn't. It was, can I be funny? I since I was a little kid, I had this feeling that I would be like famous. I don't know how I would be famous, but I was
Yeah.
like, I remember I thought about this recently, probably like last week. When I was a little kid, I signed a piece of paper and I gave it to my dad and I said, keep this. It's gonna be worth something someday, you know? And like looking back, like I was like, I wonder what my dad thought. Like, oh my god, is it like this kid is gonna be a handful
Yeah.
or like he's going places? I have no idea. Um, but yeah, it was really just to like be funny. I thought, you know, getting recognized, that was a big thing for me. And since starting content creation, it has been wild of like people asking to take a picture with me or like sign their Lego box.
Yeah.
Um, that's something that I wouldn't have imagined. But yeah, it was just to have fun with it and go viral with some videos. That was like my main goal when I started. I was like, can I make some viral videos
Yeah.
and be known for something? I guess I don't know.
Yeah.
But now, I mean, it's gotten to the point now where it's like, can I have the hobby pay for itself? It's a very expensive hobby, you know, and I do take a lot of time to film videos, edit videos, you know, whether it's a YouTube video or a TikTok or a reel or you know, record a podcast. I have a podcast on YouTube and that takes about an hour of my time, a little more than an hour of my time each week. So it's like I invest a lot of time into the hobby. I would love for the hobby to be able to pay for itself. But at the same time, the reason that it's been a journey is I found myself recently getting lost in the sauce,
Mm,
you know, just just like getting caught up in how many followers I have and brand deals and why did this person get a brand deal and like I have way more followers than them and they
mm,
got this and I didn't and da da da. Da.
yeah.
And I was on a live stream on TikTok with two of my friends, and one of them was making this new case that they had got for as like a brand deal. And so it was the first time I had heard about it. I was like, "What is this? Like, this is cool." It was a minifigure case, so I was like, "I'm looking for minifigure cases. Tell me about the company." And he was like, "Oh yeah, it's a brand deal." Da 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 da. And then the other person that was also on the live with us, he was like, "Oh yeah, I got my paperwork for that. I'm waiting for the contract so I can sign it." And after the live stream, I was like, "What the fuck? Like, why am I not getting brand
Where's
deals?
my brand deal?
Why are people not reaching out to me?" And so here's the funny thing, Amor, is I followed the brand on Instagram because I was like, oh, maybe if I follow them, maybe the algorithm will like push some of my content, you know,
Yeah, yeah,
and
yeah.
they'll see it. They'll be like, oh, who's this Rob the Builder guy? Let's send them some stuff. And turns out they had already messaged me a month prior, and I ignored the message, Amor. And
Oh
so
man.
So it was this like slap in the face wake up moment where I was like, what am I focusing on? I have a firm belief that every single human has questions that they ask themselves daily,
Yeah.
whether it's consciously or subconsciously. And for probably the last like 3 months, especially with moving, I moved to Austin recently for no other reason than like I felt like I needed to move. And for a while, I was like, what am I doing?
Mhm.
When I first moved, I was like, what am I doing here? And I was very scared,
Yeah.
like fearful. I could say stressed, but that's just like the socially acceptable way of saying I was afraid. And so that was the question. I was like, what am I doing? What am I doing? What am I doing? What am I doing? What am I doing with my job? What am I doing with Lego content creation? What am I doing with brand deals? And after that moment of like seeing the message and being like, oh crap, they already reached out to me and I just didn't respond. It's my
Yep.
fault. The question that I changed to was, what am I focusing on?
Yeah.
And for me, up until that point, it was a lot of like, I'm focusing on the followers and I'm focusing on views my videos get. I'd moved away from focusing on the ratio, right? So I was like, oh, that's a thing. That's a thing that I need to remember. But yeah, it's just like what is actually important for me. So yeah, again, still the goal at this point is to have the hobby pay for itself. That's such a tough question for me because at the beginning it was always like, let's have fun with it. Let's make people laugh. Let's have a good time. And even the idea of getting brand deals and having the hobby pay for itself feels like I'm going against everything that I was or currently am. So, oh yeah, and again, that's another reason that it's been a journey is because it's like, is it really that important for me to have money to buy Lego stuff from the hobby, or can I just be smart with my money and save up and purchase the sets like a normal everyday human being and consumer,
Yeah.
you know? So, it's definitely been a back and forth. I'm I feel like I'm dancing around the question, but that's really because I haven't decided what my goals are like right now for me and moving forward because it has been that back and forth battle of like I want to make money but also just have fun and just have a good time. So I actually don't know it. They have evolved. I still love making people laugh, and like we were at Brick World Chicago a couple weeks ago, almost a month ago now.
Yeah.
um and it was really great meeting people and being like, dude, your videos are hilarious, or like, you are so funny. Because when you post a video, you don't actually hear the laughs. You see the views, but it's different when someone comes up to you and they're like, your videos are hilarious, they make my day. I would like to say that that's still the number one goal for me, is adding value to the community where I can. And again, if I make money along the way, then that's awesome too. But I have a big boy job. I can buy the Lego myself.
Yeah.
Just got to swallow my pride a little bit.
Yeah. That's a good answer. And it seems like I think deep down you know what the answer is. I think just you were working through it in real time. So
Yeah. Yeah, that's fair. Thank you for this therapy session. Appreciate it. Sure,
you
are you going to
know,
bill me at the end? Or?
yeah, I mean I'll contact your insurance, so I'll need
Mm.
that information.
Just talk to my agent, actually.
Your
I
agent.
got it. Yeah, I got an agent now. No, I'm kidding.
I really liked your answer and the fact that we worked even through it in real time because honestly, I personally always have to check myself in terms of like what's the goal? Where am I going? Where do I want to point? Like where do I want to steer this
Yeah,
ship, right? Like
yeah. And I think so, you know, working in sales, I was always very goal oriented. I had, like my year, 3 year, 5 year goal plan, and like I would map it all out and everything. And that's definitely really great. But when I switched over to content creation, it was such a breath of fresh air because it was like, what can we create today? What's trending today? You know, if you make a trend and you post it a year later, doesn't matter. Trend's over. You know,
Yeah.
it wasn't, you know, looking to the future so much as just being in the present moment of what's going on today. What can we capitalize on today?
Mm.
Um, and so that's where my mindset has been, I guess, with goals. And one of the reasons that I haven't set goals for myself, it's easy to say like, oh, I'd love to be at 20,000 followers by this date, and you
Yeah.
know, I don't know what else. I don't even know what do people usually say when you ask about goals? I'm curious.
They usually talk about growing their community. They talk about being able to do more of what they do already or to
Mm,
sustain it more easily. Not unlike some of
mm,
the stuff you touched upon, right?
mm,
Letting
mm-hmm,
the letting this sustain itself. Often it's refining their craft as a creator, things like
mm,
that. Things like that.
yeah. One thing, and just what you said with refining your craft, for me is really like finding my style on long form videos.
Yeah.
Like if you go to my YouTube and you watch videos, the style is like all over the place. Like it's
Yeah.
just like from one video to the next, it's like totally different. They might as well be two different creators. You know,
Right.
there was a period in time where I was reviewing sets and it was very to the theme of like what Danny Bob does. Very fast cuts, very quick, animated, lots of sound effects, whatever. And then I was like, I like it, but that takes a lot of time. Like I edited like a 2-minute video all day long. And I was like, that was a lot.
There's a lot of
Let's
work.
I don't know if I want to do that as
Yeah.
much as it's a great video model. And also like I'm still experimenting with YouTube and like trying to find my style of things. I'm
Yeah.
sure that's something that will happen with me in Twitch where it's like, you know, everyone has their own style. Everyone is followed and has a community for
Yeah.
a certain reason. We're all building the same things, you
Yep.
know. People don't follow you because you're building the new Disney castle. They follow you because it's you. I would say adding to, you know, the making people laugh and like the easy answer, I guess, is like really finding my style of video for, you know, both YouTube and for Twitch as well.
You are pretty new to Twitch. You've met a lot of our friends that are doing their thing here or have been doing their thing here. We have a lot of mutual friends that you've met at Brick
Yes.
World and since you've met me. And going into this whole Twitch, I guess, jump, what are your thoughts going into this? What are the things that you're apprehensive about? And what are the things you're
You
looking
know,
forward to?
I'm so excited. I really, really am, like genuinely. Before we started this stream, you know, I was just on the homepage and I was looking at all the live streams and I was like, there's so much stuff on this platform.
Yeah.
Like there's so many different things. And like I meant to text you and AZ and Fred, like, Twitch is wild, bro. Like there's some shit going down on this platform as well.
You
Like
know, you haven't
I,
uncovered.
I
There's
learned,
so
yeah.
much more.
I think it was either you or AZ or Fred. One of your guys' live streams, we were talking about the hot tub streams.
Oh yeah.
I learned about those. I
Yeah.
was like, this is crazy. This is so wild.
Yeah.
Um, so it's just a whole new beast. But there's so much stuff to watch, and just everyone doing their thing, man.
Yeah,
You
dude.
know, like it's literally just like this is what I love to do. Let me show it to you in real time.
Yeah.
It's it's the unedited, just raw. This is me. Like I said, I think that I'm gonna do all of my live build. Maybe maybe I'll do one or two live streams from TikTok or from Instagram. I see myself doing them mostly from Twitch because it's just like it makes sense that a live stream lives on Twitch for
Yeah.
me. Everything has its domain. Like for me, whenever I work from home, So if I start doing work from the kitchen table, it feels weird. I'm like,
Mm-hmm.
this is wrong. I got to go to my desk. I can't
Mm-hmm.
be productive here at the kitchen table where I eat and just watch TikToks, you know?
Right.
So everything has its domain. So I feel like Twitch, the domain is live streams. TikTok, Instagram, it's short form. Instagram, also photos. And YouTube is long form. The reservation that I had, and I had a really great conversation with Fred about it, was just like watching Fred. I watched one of his live streams and I was like, there's a lot of things happening all at the same time.
Yeah.
Like, I don't get it. I don't understand. I do this thing where whenever I start a new platform or whenever I find a new creator that I find myself watching a lot, I'll scroll all the way to the beginning, their first videos.
Oh yeah.
And I'll watch those because those suck. Right. And every creator will say it and every creator will admit it. Oh yeah, my first videos were terrible. They were awful.
Absolutely.
And you know, it was really just comparing my day one to Fred's day 1000 or 2000 or however long he's been streaming for, right?
Right.
It's not a fair comparison.
No.
You know, you might as well be comparing me playing baseball to an MLB player, you know? And so that was my reservation. I was like, dude, get out of your head. What are you focusing on? Right?
Right.
And it was, I don't know, wanting everything to be perfect, which is not going to be a thing, you know? So
Right.
it's like, you might as well start, you might as well just jump in and go for it. They're going to be messy. The first live streams are going to be messy. Just accept that and like move forward. Like, that's why I still have all of my first TikToks that didn't relate to Lego on my, you can scroll, it would take a long time, but you can scroll all the way to my first
Still
TikToks
there.
and they're still there and they still suck. First YouTube videos before it was Lego stuff. It was like I was trying to be in college. I was trying to be the next David Dobrik and make like funny short form, long form videos in college. And so it was just like me and my roommates doing dumb stuff, you know, like we had a snow day one day, which is like the first time in Michigan State history that we were given a snow day. And so we bought a snowboard and I had my truck and we just drove up and down my street towing one of us on the snowboard. Once I remembered that, I was just like, all right, it's no big deal. Just jump in, you know, kind of build the airplane in the air, so to speak. I'm very much the dive in head first type of person. I'm a runner. I love to run. And my first marathon I did was in 2019. I trained for exactly 30 days. Before the 30 days had started, I had never run more than 2 miles. And I was just like, I just have to run a marathon before I turn, I think it was like 22 or 23. And so I signed up for a marathon and it was like 10 days before my birthday. I was like, all right, we're doing it. And so it was like, for the reason that I did that, by the way, more is because my entire life had told myself I'm not a runner. I was like, I hate running. It sucks. It's the worst. Why do people pay to run? It's so dumb. You idiots. Go buy some Lego or something, you know? But I wanted to prove to myself that I could change my identity with a decision where it's like, I'm going to decide I am a runner.
Yeah.
And same thing with like being a content creator, being a Twitch streamer. It's like, I am a Twitch streamer. You know, I've made the decision. I'm gonna suck at it, and that is a given. And we're gonna roll with the punches.
Yeah.
And it's something that you can look back at and laugh about, anyways. You know, it goes back to like not taking yourself too seriously. If my first live stream sucks, my family will still love me. My followers, hopefully, will still follow me.
Yeah.
They might post about it and talk about it behind my back. Hey, that guy, he's really bad at Twitch live streams, but he's still funny, so we follow him.
I mean, sucking at something is like the first step to being kind of good at something, right?
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. And that's what everyone that's really good at something always says.
Yeah.
You know? But like, you look at them and they've put in their 10,000 hours to master something and you're just like, yeah. All right, whatever.
Thanks.
Okay.
Helpful.
Yeah, thanks for the tip. Go just start and suck at it. Thanks so much, dude. um, but it is true.
Yeah,
It's totally true. It keeps life interesting, keeps things interesting,
yeah, it
keeps you on your
does.
toes a little bit.
Mm.
So yeah, I'm really looking forward to my first live stream. More than anything, I was concerned today of like, what am I gonna build? You know, I don't have that much in my backlog, so
Mm.
what should I build? So I went to the Lego store, bought a set. We
Yeah,
have something to build. So
that's all that matters. That's all that
yeah,
matters, man.
exactly. Exactly.
This is the because it's only gonna go up from here. To be honest with you, so like this is the time to fuck around and find out, right? Like
Yeah, yeah.
that's why I tell a lot of new streamers. It's like
The
now,
the
like
more
no,
you find out.
yeah, because honestly, there's something freeing about the lack of viewership, at least relative to where you'll be if you keep up with it in the next month, 2 months, 3 months.
Yeah.
This is the time to, like you said earlier, find your style, figure out who you are. Some of us
Mm-hmm.
reinvent ourselves multiple times over the years.
Yeah.
I've been doing this for 6 years, and there's various versions of the More Amore channel that have existed. And
Yeah.
so, yeah, man.
There's uh there's something great about scheduling the live stream and it be a reoccurring thing every week. For
Yeah.
me at first I was like, why can't I just do one live stream? But then I was also like, that's actually really great because then it's not about the motivation, right? It's about the commitment,
Yeah.
committing to the thing. There was I was reading this book and they're actually talking about like, you know, commitment versus motivation. They did like this study and there were 3 test groups and they were studying like working out. And the first group was just told, hey, just record in a journal how many times a week you work out. And that's it. Second group was like, record it. And then also, we're going to motivate you to work out. So we're going to, you know, send you text messages or send you a video saying, like, go get a lift in. Da, 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 da. The third group said, I'm going to work out at this time, at this day for this amount of time every time that like every week or something like that. And at the end of the test or at the end of the study, the first 2 groups only worked out like 36% of the time that they said that they would. And there was like almost no difference between the group that got motivation and the group that didn't. So that
Mm.
goes off of like what I said, like motivation, it's
Yeah.
dumb. But the group that said, like, I'm going to work out at this time, at this day, at this place, it was like 94% of the workouts were completed or something like that.
Yeah.
So I actually really, at first I was like, this sucks. But after thinking about it, I was like, I actually appreciate the accountability, I
Yeah.
guess, from Twitch itself to like do live streams.
Yeah. You simply made
So
the decision to say I'm going to do it at this time
yeah,
every week or however long. Yeah.
and I think I mean, you could jump around with like making sure the live stream is perfect and all this stuff, and at a certain point, it's just like you just got to do it. You know,
Yeah.
that's how you're gonna learn. That's how you're gonna find out.
Yep.
Is when you fuck around.
Fuck around. Stuff will break, I'll tell you that much. Stuff will always break.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I don't even know what that means, but I know that I will.
I hope to find a clip of the moment when you realize it in real time live. Like, Amor was right.
So,
He called this. And then
that
we'll
makes
pull
me
up
think
this clip. We'll pull up this clip of me saying that, and then we'll put
Don't
it
you
up
put that
against
evil on me.
put
Don't you
that
put
up
that
against
evil
the
on me,
moment
Ricky
where
Bobby.
you realize in real time, and then I'll post that on social media. One of these, it'll be a TikTok. It'll be like
Great.
like I'll have the date and time stamped of me saying that to you, and then like the
Yeah.
date and time stamp of you going, everything's broken. He was right. No,
Everything is awful. Everything is not awesome. They lied to you.
no, That I will make the distinction. Everything can still be awesome, but still be broken because that's how streams work a lot of the time.
Mhm.
You will
Amen.
you'll find this to be true.
That's how life works a lot of the time.
Absolutely,
You know, life
absolutely.
is just one big live stream that people don't see most of the time, right?
Unless you join my OnlyFans. No, I'm just kidding. Uh,
Only bricks or
only
something. I don't know.
bricks.
Yeah,
Only
that's
bricks.
funny.
What is your most proudest moment looking back on your time as a content creator?
The only thing that's coming to mind right now is so I told you before that I was binge watching the the other episodes, and I
Oh
keep
yeah, yeah.
thinking of Emily's answer to this question, and that's the only thing I can think of. So I'm gonna copy her. Yeah, it's when Lego sent me to Paris, and no, I'm kidding. um, proudest moment. Proudest moment. I think it's interesting. You know, when someone says like when you see someone win a championship, right? Or win an award, or on the other end of it, like their life falls apart, the people where it's like, dude, when it rains, it pours. I got this has happened and this and this and this and this and this. Um, it's always a culmination of small moments, small decisions that are made that lead up to like the big moment where everything comes to fruition, or where again everything falls apart. um there really isn't anything that stands out to me, like one moment, I don't know, yet, I guess.
Yeah.
um it's just like the little things that have been a part of the process, even when like I hit a certain follower account. I think the most excited I've ever been for hitting a follower number or subscriber number was YouTube. When I hit 1,000 subscribers, I was like, let's go. Because I really put like my time and energy into those videos where like short form stuff, it's, you make it in 15 seconds and post it. Yeah, proudest moment. That is a tough, tough question. Because there's been so many little moments leading up to what has been created at this moment, right? One of the most exciting things is whenever my parents express their excitement. There are a lot of times where I'm like, they're probably like, what are you doing with your life? I'm a huge Ted Lasso fan. Have you watched Ted Lasso?
Yes.
So I got my Ted Lasso shirt on, Lasso beard 2024. um there's a scene where one of the players, he's talking about like these soccer cleats that his mom gave to him, and he was like, I don't even care about being good. He said his mom didn't even care about being good. She just wanted me to be happy, be a good lad. He says, I just want to make her proud, you know and he says, I don't think that she would be lately. And later in the series, you meet the mom, and like it's very obvious that she's always proud of him, no matter what. Just hearing that from my parents, or like my parents expressing their excitement for what I've been able to accomplish, which is, it in the eyes of some very impressive, and for others it's, nothing crazy by any means. But yeah, when they share that excitement over a video going viral, like my dad, he'll like be like, oh, like your video hit 1 million views, like that's crazy. And yeah, that's always very exciting for me, coming from a Filipino family. My dad's a doctor, and everyone's a doctor or a lawyer
Right.
or whatever. And my dad just, yeah, just wanting me to be happy and supporting me. That I can't say that's a my proudest moment, but those are the moments that I look forward to the most.
So what's in store for you in the short term?
Yeah, in the short term, figuring out the beast of Twitch.tv.
Yeah.
You know, what's what was it called when it first came out? What did the
Justin,
C Justin
Justin,
TV or
yeah,
something?
Justin TV.
Was it Justin TV?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Yeah, streaming on Justin TV. So yeah, that I have a podcast channel. The channel is called ELPN, and my podcast is called Two Figs One Set. I do that with Block Studios. His actual name's Zane. I call him Zane or Babe because we're in love. But anyways, he has a wife. It's fine. So we just finished our 4th season of that, and we'll be starting up the 5th season. We're working on getting the guests lined up. We do every season 4 episodes with guests, and then 4 episodes just us. And the first episode of season 5 will be our first live stream where we're together on the main stage at Brick Slopes. Just confirmed that.
What?
Yeah, just confirmed that a couple days ago. So we're gonna go live from Brick Slopes on one of the public days, and so there's lots of excitement because it will be the first time that Zane and I are in the same room for a podcast. And then obviously like being at Brick Slopes on the main stage is very cool.
Oh,
And
yeah.
just the start of season 5. Along with that, we got new podcast coming to the ELPN channel, which is Hollow Time. Recording our first episode tomorrow. That will not be a live stream podcast, at least to start. We're just gonna record the episodes and we'll go from there. We'll see how it goes.
Yeah.
You know, if we like each other, if it works well. If not, if everyone's like Rob sucks, get him off, then I'll leave. It's fine.
I may know some of the people on that show.
Yeah, you might you may
We'll find out. We'll find out.
you gotta fuck around though, and then you will find out. That is correct. So yeah, conventions will be Brick Slopes, and do I have another one? I think that's it. I'm talking to some people from Brick World to see if we can figure out a deal for me going to Brick World Detroit. Just a matter of getting up to Detroit. Yeah, content wise, Twitch is a thing. Yeah, going to be playing around with that. My weekly schedule will be Tuesdays at 7 Central is the time that I have blocked out. And then other than that, YouTube stuff, some reviews. I'm finishing up a review. I was trying to figure out a way to have my reviews be different than other people's.
Yeah.
It's very hard, you know? You talk about the same things, you want to highlight the same things, don't like the same things. So I brought in my friend that knows nothing about Star Wars or Lego, and I had him review the set.
That's amazing.
And it was really funny. It was a really great time. So I'll post that sometime this weekend. I got to edit the footage a little bit.
Yeah.
And then, yeah, most active on Instagram right now. I'm kind of on this like TikTok. I've had enough of you. You know, it's really I use TikTok for the trending audio, and that's about it.
Yeah.
But I was like, no, we're done. We're taking a break, okay? But
We're on a
like
break.
maybe we'll see each other like every once in a while.
Yeah. On again, off again. You know, it's fine.
Yeah, on a date by date basis.
There it is. lot of cool stuff coming up. I'm excited.
Yeah, I mean-
I'm excited to see what comes from you.
There is a ton, which is very exciting.
Absolutely. This has been fun, Rob. This has been amazing.
I've had a great time. I was very talkative, I realized, but like
Good.
it's kind of what happens.
Makes my
Yeah.
job easy.
Yeah.
Means I don't have to do anything.
Yeah. Just sit back, look pretty, and enjoy.
Yeah.
And you
You've learned-
crush it.
You've learned my
You crush
secret. You've learned my secret.
Now, if only I could figure out how to do that on my own live streams. That's the
You'll-
ticket.
You got this. You got this.
Maybe one day when I'm as good as you at Josh TV, or what is it?
Justin.
Justin TV.
Justin
I'm gonna
dot
call it
t. Yeah,
Justin.tv. I'm gonna
yeah,
call
yeah.
it that.
You should. You should. I kind of want to follow that trend. So after you start doing that, I'll start doing it too, and everyone will just be like
All right,
confused.
everyone. Tonight, 7 o'clock, I'll be live on Justin.tv.
Yeah.
What?
What? What's that?
Justin.tv. Come on.
Yeah. There it is. Man, it's been an absolute pleasure just getting to know you, getting to talk to
Yeah.
you, getting to do so. Rob, thank you so much for being here on this
Thank you
episode.
for having me. I'm honored to be featured. Admittedly, I was like, this is perfect timing with getting into Twitch and kind
Yeah.
of getting my name out there a little bit more. That's something that I've been trying to do, like spending time on other people's live streams. So I really
Great.
appreciate you, featuring me. It's been awesome.
It was great to have you. You're very welcome. You might know the deal since you've binged some of this show, but the final moments of the episode is left in the hands of the guest. So,
Oh,
any wisdom, final words, or thoughts that you would like to share,
oh
the
gosh.
the floor is yours, my friend, and it's on you.
I just want to take this time to say thank you to you, Amor, and to AZ and to Fred. You three have been my Jedi masters and mentors in this new thing that is Justin.tv, for me at least. and really just the kindness that you've shown me with, I mean, we haven't ever even met in person, and the first time actually talking was on AZ's stream, but I am so grateful. I had a conversation with my mom. It's a long story, but I was like, I want to be generous with my money, but I feel like I'm not in the position to do so. And she was like, well, I mean, you can be generous in more ways than just financially. And I was like, yeah, that's a great point. It's a great point. And the generosity that you guys have shown me has just been out of this world, incredible. I feel like really I'm starting on at least day 100 with my first stream instead of day one, thanks to you guys. So nothing about me. I'm not going to plug anything else. This entire, however long, 2 hours has been about me. So just thank you from the bottom of my heart. I really, really, really appreciate it.